Alright, hoping you guys can hear me in the wind here. Just wrapped up a testing 22 WMR 22 Magnum Winchester silver tip here and the Federal Punch. But in this video we're going to try out the Hornady Critical Defense and the Speer Gold Dot. I previously tested these out of a longer barreled PMR 30. If you want to see that, I'll put a link in the description to that video if you want to check it out. Also put a link in the description to the original review video on this 942 Ultralight here, which is the firearm we'll be using. It's got a 3-inch barrel. I'm putting it into my, that was perfect timing, Knox 10% Ballistics gelatin here. Where's my BB? Somewhere in this block. Temperature controlled as always. Bring it on ice depending on the temperature. Ice packs that keep it cold like it's supposed to be. Optimal temperature 39 degrees for the block. So it is temperature controlled. There's a calibration test with the BB. Coming in a little short. It's supposed to be 2.95 inches of penetration minimum. And I'm getting 2.75 right now. So we're mixed a little too thick. So instead of 10% ballistics gel, we're probably coming in like 11%. When I melt these back down, I'm going to add some more water to bring it back to spec like it should be. But basically all that means is this is just a tad thicker than what it's supposed to be. So it will limit penetration just slightly. It shouldn't be even an inch difference in penetration compared to if this BB came in just a little further to actually be in specification for 10% mixture. But you can see some of the wound channels there from the previous test. I have this mostly unscathed block here. I'll be flipping them around and be coming in here. So we got this one little skinny line here and a few areas here where I plucked them out, but this is the entry block. Get you a look at these real quick. So the Hornady is a 45 grain bullet. If you didn't know, these are for handgun use. They have optimized velocities and bullets to where they perform out of the shorter barrels. Same with these. So your Hornady is a 45 grain. It's got that little rubber tip in there. The Gold Dot is just a 40 grain hollow point. And let's see if we got advertised velocities on these. I don't see it on here. I'll look it up, throw it in the video. Let's see if Hornady advertises their velocity. Yes, they do. You can see there from a 1 7/8 inch barrel, they're advertising 1,000 feet per second. So we should be doing a little better than that out of our 3-inch barrel here today. So we'll shoot them into the bear block first, see how they do. But I have some denim and t-shirt here for a little clothing barrier to test as well, depending on what happens here in the clear blocks, or bear blocks I should say rather. Alright, so first up we'll run these Hornadys here. If you guys want to get yourself a nice cheap name brand pair of electronic earmuffs, link in the description for those there. Also link in the description for my shooting bag there. So here we go with the Hornady Critical Defense. Alright, that looks pretty good. Entry there. That's a pretty big wound cavity for a 22 mag out of a 3-inch barrel there. And there's our bullet, kind of mangled, expanded and whatnot. And there's from the side. Oh, that's neat. It arced down on us. Let me get a penetration measurement real quick. And for penetration, about 10.5 there. It depends on how I hold the camera, but about 10.5 inches. Now I'm going to take one more here since this didn't really expand. You can see that rubber tip still in there. I'm going to take one more below it to see if we have two kind of failures, or if maybe one of them will open up more. Now if it'll do this every time and tumble every time, that's a pretty decent performance. But the thing is, you can't necessarily guarantee that it's going to tumble every single time. So unless I sat here and shot 10 in the block and every single one tumbled, which I can't do because I don't have enough room in the block and we're trying to compare to that other round, the Gold Dot there, there's no real way to know for sure. But we'll go ahead and take one more underneath here, and hopefully this one doesn't curve down and hit the table. Always nice when your camera falls down in the mud. Got this wind blowing us around. And of course I jerked the shot a little off to the left. I wanted it more over here, trying to leave room for everything. And did pretty much the same thing. Practically identical, and down here, other than that little pedal hanging off a little more, it did pretty much the same thing. Tip did not pop out to the very end. So like I said, if that's repeatable, then that's pretty good performance, although not fully expanding, obviously. So out of a longer barrel they probably would. And our penetration, that one went a little further, about 10 3/4. All right, so now we'll try the gold dots here. All right, that time I got 2 shots exactly where I wanted them. So this is what we got with the gold dot. I gotta say, looks like the Hornady got bigger initial wound cavities, slightly larger. It looks like maybe the gold dot carries the damage a little further, but just barely. And I mean, it's pretty small too. Oh, we got lucky there. So that one's just barely sitting just inside the second block. These are 12-inch blocks, so that's sitting right at 12-inch. And yeah, right there you can see that little indentation, if it's focusing right for you guys. That's where that one just barely exited, bounced off the second block and landed right there. And those expanded beautifully, and they got the FBI minimum penetration at the expense of what appears to be a slightly smaller wound cavity there. So, all right, I'm gonna hang on to that guy so we don't lose them. Let's see, that one's, yep, it's well expanded as well. So take one of each down the middle here, put the Hornady on top, the gold dot on the bottom. Let's go ahead and skip to 4 layers of denim. A lot of people don't like 4 layers of denim, especially when the round doesn't perform. Actually, honestly, I usually never hear any complaints when it does perform, but I'm going to go ahead and skip to worst case scenario, 4 layers of denim. If we have failures, I mean, honestly, the Hornady probably isn't, you know, it can't do much else than what it already did. It didn't fully expand or anything, but let's see what happens through 4 layers of denim, and then I'll probably reduce the layers after that, especially if we get complete failure out of the gold dot there. There seems to fail. Same thing happened in the previous video. So, wow, I really got that one offside. So, Hornady, critical defense, Speer gold dot. I lost the Hornady just barely out the top, but seeing as how it just barely popped out the tip there, that's all the further it would have really made it. I'll take one more, try to get a capture. There's our gold dot. Did not expand, although still a nice big wound cavity there from tumbling, but is it going to tumble every time if it does not expand? So I'll do one more of each actually to see if we get any different result with the gold dot, and get a capture on, well, not only capture, but see if there's a different result also with the Hornady. Also, you know what I just realized I did, and you guys probably caught it? I flipped all these up for that gold dot after the wind blew this off. So we definitely need to retake that gold dot through just the 4 layers here. So it should be Hornady gold dot. So that one we should have captured, I'm thinking. Well, that looks like the gold dot. Let me see here. We got tip separation there. Come on, where'd she go? All right, let me examine these and make sure I know what's going on. All right, so interestingly, the Denim caused the Hornady to expand. Imagine that. So we went in right here. There's this little zip line. So it's pretty much done doing everything it was going to do by then. And then it flipped too, ejected the tip right there. And I didn't see it because it's sitting on one of these previous pluck marks. And it's right there expanded, as you can see. And right in between these two lines, that is the Hornady. So from what I can tell, it's hard to see because it's getting crowded in here, but decent damage, which obviously it would create decent damage having, you know, expanded. And I believe that's it right there. And then the gold dot, there's the entry from that. Again, looks like a decent channel. Just barely missed our previous Hornady here through the bare gel, and there's a pretty good look at those before we pluck them out. And it's sitting right there. So that is in fact the other, man, this is not focusing. That's the gold dot through the 4 layers of denim there. Expanded. So the gold dot still works through the denim. And interestingly, as far as expansion goes, the Hornady works better through the 4 layers of denim than it does the clear gel. So that's definitely interesting and not at all what I expected. So that fully expanded Hornady through the 4 layers of denim went the same distance as these did tumbling through the bare block. You're coming in just shy of 11 inches. And then the gold dot down here through the 4 layers of denim sitting a hair past 13 3/4. So the gold dot expanded no matter what every time, and it always got at least 12 inches of penetration. So again, it looks like the critical defense, at least through bare block, makes a little bit larger impact wound there. But the gold dot is working every time, even through the 4 layers of denim, and it's meeting the FBI minimum penetration. So I got to go with gold dot as the winner there. But let's get these pulled out, examine them, get a measurement of expanded diameter and retained weight. All right, of course the wind kicks up right as I try to go and do this for you guys, so I guess I should give you a good look at all of these. So up here, there's the 2 through the bare block of the Hornady. There's the 2 through the bare block of the gold dot. Then down here, the 4 layers of denim Hornady, 4 layers of denim gold dot, and then that's the one I mistakenly put through 8 layers of denim. So retained weight here, Hornady with the tip still stuck, bare block. Wow, now even I'm having a hard time seeing that because of the glare. 44.8, it's going to flicker some because of this freaky wind. It's very sensitive, it's a reloader scale. The second one here without the tip, 44.8. Tip doesn't weigh freaking nothing. Gold dot through the bare block, 39.8. Second one, 39.7. Expanded diameter on this one, 0.333. There we go. I'm holding it better if I don't let it pivot there. I'm getting about 35. So there we go. Sort of between 33 and 34, 35 cal there. Expansion. This guy's going to be pretty big because of those petals hanging all the way out there. Let me see if I can get this. .46, so 46 caliber. That one more than doubled because of those shards hanging off. Gold dots here through the bare block. Come on, this is really hard to do looking through the camera. 30 cal, 0.300. Depends on how you hold it. We got 31.5 there, 0.315. Second one here, I mean, it's pretty much the same story. 32. Okay, then here is the Hornady through the 4 layers of denim. 44.3. And that one got pretty big. 0.39, 39 caliber, almost doubled in size. Now the gold dot does have reduced expansion, but That's what's funny is the Hornadies did not expand in the bare block. They just immediately tumbled. Whereas through the denim, it actually expanded. Go figure. But normally, whatever expansion you get through 4 layers of denim or any fabric, you're going to have reduced expansion through fabric, through that barrier, which we are seeing here with the gold dot. So that's normal. This is just crazy. So with that reduced expansion, gold dot's coming in at 0.274, so 27 cal there. If you guys want to get yourself a little reloader scale like that, micrometer caliper there, link in the description. Get you an up close look here of these. So obviously these are the Hornady. And then there's your gold dots. So they both perform pretty well, but like I said, I got to give the win to the gold dots. Not only are they more consistent with what they do, but you get more penetration there as well, and almost the same size wound cavities. So gold dot for the win for me. And that's even more impressive when you consider that this is only a 40 grain bullet, and this is a 45 grain bullet, so this is heavier. So I think both do good because, you know, they're actually tumbling and expanding and whatnot, even through the denim. So they're giving you good performance there, but I think the gold dot clearly comes out on top. If you guys want to get yourself any products you see me using in my video, like my shooting bag there, safety glasses, earmuffs, these little trinkets here, target stand, paper targets, steel targets, and even the Knox gelatin that I use, link in the description for all of that. If I didn't already state it, there's a little sneak peek of some videos we got coming up. Again, I will link to the previous test with the PMR 30 of these in the description if you want to check that out. I'll put a link to the original review video of this if you want to check that out as well. But thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope to catch you on the next one. And don't forget to check out the 22/Rimfire playlist for more. And a big thanks to my buddy John at Boomstick Revenge for allowing the range time today to film this.